Okay, so I've driven the car around for a few days now, and look, it sounds good, but unfortunately there's a drone in the cabin, and I can't have that. It's yeah, I don't know anyone that likes the sound of a drone while they're driving, so I want to do away with that. I've done a bit of research, and it looks like installing Hotdogs or resonators is the way to go. So I believe they make about a 16-inch resonator, and I'll put two of those in this car in the straight section of the exhaust. There's only really that one spot that I'm able to put them in. This exhaust does have, you know, a muffler sort of toward the front and two mufflers at the back, but they're sport mufflers and they don't really take any of the sound out. So the two hot dogs, we'll install those and yeah, see how we go. So I'm going to start this up now. So this is with the 2¼ inch X-Force system. It's had the two hot dogs installed along those two straight sections. I think they're about 16-inch a piece. So it's taken a lot of the drone out, a lot of the sound actually. It sounds really good, but just at a cold start, it's got that noise. It drives me nuts. So, and that little bit of drone, I suppose, while I'm driving. I'll give it a rev, and we'll have a listen. Okay, so the hot dogs were installed, and look, they took a lot of the drone away, but unfortunately there's still this loud bassy kind of rumbling about this car that, well, I don't know, I should have known that this is what I'd end up with if I was going to put a sports exhaust. But I think what it will do now is put the stock mufflers back in and hopefully take out that remaining sort of, because there is a little bit of drone still remaining, and also just the sound in my car park. You know, my neighbors just, they do not appreciate it, and I got to address it. So we'll probably put the stock mufflers back on and see what we end up with. So at this point, I am replacing the mufflers. Look, this car is just too loud for me still. It sounds great. In honesty, it sounds good. But just where I live, it doesn't work. The neighbors don't like it. And that grumble, that low rumbling sound, and believe me, it rumbles. I mean, I could record it all day long, but you sort of got to hear it for yourself. So I'm putting the standard mufflers back on. Look, I don't think I'm going to have an issue with the flow, which is sort of what I was trying to achieve in the first place. Look, this has got the single chrome tip as opposed to the twin tips of the X-Force system. Does it look as good? You know what, I don't mind it, but it's really about the sound. I'm just hoping that it removes the remaining drone from this car, and that I'm going to enjoy driving around just that little bit more with that little less drone. When we get it tuned, and we will, I am sure that probably the X-Force system would allow a little bit more flow due to this strange sort of reduction in this sort of elbow here, but again, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. But this, yeah, this is the old muffler. I cleaned it up a bit. It was looking pretty skanky. And so I decided to scrub it down with a wire brush, get all the road grime off it and whatnot, gave it a new coat of this high temperature matte black paint. So it's looking better than it ever did. Look, I guess the factory, they make them like this because they're trying to reduce the noise. And honestly, I see the sense in it. You're probably asking yourself, why do this to your exhaust at all? Well, I guess I'm asking myself that. I must say I've learned a lot about exhausts, about resonators, mufflers, the sections of straight pipe that essentially give you all that noise. Look, it's fun for a while, but it gets old very quickly, and I need this thing sounding like an adult's car and not a teenager. So I do want it to go quick, and that's where the tune will come in, but I have to be realistic and get rid of this sound. Okay, so I think I nailed the perfect combination of airflow and that nice exhaust note. Look, it's a bit of a patchwork quilt now. I've got the high flow cats, and then some sections of, well, the whole thing is a stainless exhaust now, but we've also cut those hot dogs in. They took away a lot of the drone, but not all of it. But putting these original OEM tips and mufflers on it, that's taken entirely all the drone away, but it's still left it with a really nice note. Got a little bit more of that flow that I was looking for with that slightly bigger exhaust than the stock. Next thing to do is take it up, spool it up on the dyno, flash tune it. Let's see if we can't get a little bit more power out of it, particularly when I put the OTR in the front, and get that nice airflow increase, and see if we can't get a bit of power out of the old V6. Anyway, this has been the exhaust journey. It's been a bit exhausting, literally. If you are thinking about doing a sports exhaust and you like the sound of them, hey, that's great. I didn't, so I went through all this to get the sound that I wanted, and well, I think we've achieved that now, and so I'm happy with the result. Anyway, thank God, this is the end of the exhaust journey.